Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. Gonna play another game from Larry Bird's rookie year, 1979-1980, and Larry Bird career replay from the Boston Celtics season. And so far, the Celtics are starting off at 2-2. In real life, they were 4-0, but they did lose this game to Indiana in overtime. So hopefully, we'll be able to make up a game here by beating Indiana and improving to 3-2, just one game off their pace. I think they were 61-21, so they're quite a monumental feat to try to duplicate that. The Indiana Pacers, on the other hand, were 37-45, and we've just played one other game from the Indiana season. Again, we're not playing all the games from all the teams. We're just playing all the Boston Celtic teams. Team games, and we'll play occasional game off camera. But if I happen to see a good matchup there during the 1979-80 season here in this, I'll probably record that. But we definitely have a lot of other games to record, especially with all our other career replays and other stuff going on the channel. So we may not record any of that stuff. So I still do like to play some games off camera. Just to play them. It's more relaxing that way. I still find this relaxing, but in a different way. So that's what I'm gonna do here. And eventually, I think I mentioned on another channel, I'd like to be able to maybe stream some of these games later on. Right now, my recording software that I do use, the Screencast-O-Matic, isn't really set up to record streams and stuff like that. I tried OBS and didn't really work for me. It works for others, but I just didn't feel comfortable with it. And but I do want to get the XSplit, renew my XSplit, get a membership from them again and use that, because I think I would be able to figure that out to be able to stream with that, and that's very good, excellent software there too, as well as has a lot of nice little features I'd like to implement and get used to eventually. But that's something I definitely have on my radar for this year to record some live streams. Not a lot. I primarily find I like recording this way because I can kind of focus on the game, and El Red Sox fan and Nighty Jester and those guys like to stream a lot, which I may stream occasionally, but primarily I like to record the videos like I'm doing it here, and join in on their live streams. But I may do it on Twitch just to try something new. Maybe get do a dedicated channel on Twitch, where we just live stream. Yeah, totally. Maybe even get join a channel, do a channel together or something like that, kind of like tabletop guys do, tabletop Earls do, and Tenacious Earl, they do a channel together. So maybe do a Twitch channel together where we stream and kind of do shifts on it and stuff like that, and add content and build it up together. Because I think there's definitely enough interest out there among the community for we could do a full-time dedicated channel to this, to retro gaming and stuff like that. And maybe we can get something going there, build something on Twitch or something like that. Video games have a lot of big presence on their channel, so on Twitch and stuff like that. So why not do a retro game thing going? With all the different types of retro sports events out there. Not just the main sports. There's this, there's wrestling, there's auto racing, NASCAR, there's even archery. I guess there's an archery, somebody's building an archery tabletop game. So there's a bunch of different tabletop and PC sports related content, I think, out there, enough to build a channel on, and that would be kind of cool to do something like that. But yeah, I'm just going to keep producing content here, and I enjoy it. And who knows? Maybe one day I can do this as a part-time job or something like that, or I mean, I don't know about full-time, but definitely a part-time job, as I still like to do my tutoring and stuff. But maybe make this a full-time and have that be a part-time job. Who knows? We'll see what God has in store. So, all right. So, without further ado, let's get this game underway. So, again, it's game number 5 of the Boston Celtics season against the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. So, starting lineup for the visiting Boston Celtics is going to be Dave Cowens at center, Cedric Maxwell at power forward, Larry Bird at small forward, Chris Ford at shooting guard, and Nate Tiny Archibald at point guard. For the Indiana Pacers, it's James Edwards at center, Mickey Johnson at power forward, Alex English, small forward, Mike Bantam, shooting guard, and Johnny Davis at point guard. So those are your starting lineups. And this game didn't have the box score. Well, it did have the box score, but it didn't have like starters and bench players. So I just kind of had to make up my own based upon their minutes and seeing who I thought would be starters back then. Again, that's one thing I do notice about baseball compared to the baseball reference compared to basketball reference and hockey reference and football reference. Baseball reference is by far the most complete of the reference sites for the sports statistics and everything. Definitely as far as pictures go. I mean, baseball has just about every picture. Even the most obscure players have a picture. Way back to the late 1800s, when baseball first started, have majority, like 99% or 98% photos. But when you go to even basketball, when you go even just into the 80s, there's a lot of pictures that are missing. And a lot of them you can't even find on the internet. There's just no good pictures. A lot of the pictures I had, as you'll see, are okay, I guess, but a lot of them are just black and white, even from the late 70s and 80s, and they just weren't as good as stat keeping. Also, too, and there's a lot of blanks in even the stat keeping. So baseball, hats off to that. Since I think 1913, we have box scores going back up to 1913. So thankfully, that's my number one sport, and that's the most complete sport. And that's part of the reason why I think I like baseball so much, is because they do have the most complete stats available to do stuff with. But anyway, so let's get this game underway. Let's get this video. It's going to take a while to play anyway. So, and this is game 3 of our 4-game set for today. Don't think we're going to get to the Rob Gronkowski, as it's already almost 11:30 here, Eastern Standard Time. So, I know I talked to Al, mentioned to Al, Red Sox fan, on one of his comments that I was going to do all 4 sports today, but just didn't get around to it because right now I'm kind of still building the database and stuff for pictures, so I like to get all the pictures set before I start it. In baseball, it's pretty easy. I have season files, but basketball and hockey and football even, I mean, I have some complete files, but I like certain pictures a certain way, so I have to download them individually. So that takes a little while to build up. And I'm just doing it team by team, like the Pacers I just did right now, right before the game. But eventually, I'll once the Celtics have played everybody at least once, I'll have all the pictures in there, and they'll go much quicker. So the background work isn't as much as it is right now. So all right, jump ball. So it looks like it's going to be between Cowens and Edwards, and it looks like it went out of bounds. And it's going to be Celtic ball. So, all right. So, they inbound it to, let's see, the point guard. I haven't played basketball a little bit, so give me a second to get my bearings here. All right, so they're not able to inbound it, so they're going to have to pass it again. And Cowens gets open, so he'll receive the inbound pass. Well, he received the pass. And he's going to go for a jump shot. And that's going to be a miss. So Cowens misses the jumper. And it's going to be a rebound. It's going to go to Mickey Johnson. Comes down with it. He'll pass it over to English. And Alex English. Well, actually, it's going to be a turnover as the Celtics turnover rate is 5. So Celtics ball on the turnover. So they get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will shoot a 2.
Up and under. Got it!
And that'll be good. So Celtics on the board first, 2-0. All right, and Indiana has it now. Oh, and Bird is going to come up with a steal. And he's going to pass it over to Archibald on the fast break. Archibald will give a great pass over back to Bird. And Bird makes the basket. Credit the assist to Archibald. So 4-0 Celtics now. Indiana inbounds it. They get it over to Mickey Johnson. Mickey Johnson will shoot a 2. And that shot will be off the mark as Maxwell
What great defense.
blocks, well, not blocks it, but has great defense on that one, forces the missed shot. Over to Bird. Bird will pass it. And can't find anybody open right, and finally finds Chris Ford. So Chris Ford will shoot a 3.
A 3 ball.
And that will be off the mark. And Bird will come down with the offensive board. He'll put it back up. And his jumper is going to be good. So Bird with 4 points already. Celtics up to a 6-0 run to start the game. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Edwards.
Reverse layup.
Edwards with a reverse layup. And that shot will be good.
Stick it.
So Indiana on the board. 6-2 now. Mickey Johnson with the assist. Get it over to Ford. Ford will shoot a 2.
The drive to the basket.
And that, you can't get that one to fall. Yeah, but the momentum, though, actually it will. So the Celtics momentum helps on that one. And it's a basket by Chris Ford, assist to Larry Bird. So Celtics up 8-2 now. Indiana pushes it up. Gets it over to Bantam. Bantam will shoot a 2. And that'll be blocked by Ford.
That basketball will never be the same.
And it's going to be Alice English on the gets the offensive board. Gets it over to Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis is fouled though. And it's going to be a foul on Chris Ford. So he'll go to the line as he was in the act of shooting. So Ford's first team foul. So Johnny Davis, 86% free throw shooter, goes to the line. First shot is good. Second shot also good. So he makes both of them. 8-4 Celtics lead. Celtics push the ball up. Get it over to Ford. Ford shoots a 2. And that won't go. And it's going to be a rebound by Bantam. Gets it over to Edwards.
The post play.
And that'll miss. Mickey Johnson comes down with the offensive board. Puts it back up.
The jumper on the baseline.
And that'll be good. So Indiana within 2 now. Inbound it. Get it over to Bird. He'll shoot a 2. And that shot won't go as the HRF there. Mickey Johnson with the board. Edwards on the fast break.
The post play.
And that won't fall. Mickey Johnson with the offensive board. He'll put it up, and he looks like he's going to be fouled before the shot. And it's going to be it's going to be an offensive flagrant foul on Johnson. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Either team makes substitutions yet. So 8-6 Celtic lead in the ball. Over to Ford. And that jumper will be good.
He buries that shot.
Credit Collins with the assist. 4-point Celtic lead. Get it over to Davis. Davis will put it up. And that shot will be good.
He buries that shot.
So 10-8 lead for the Celtics. Get it over to Bird. And Bird will turn it over. So first turnover by Bird. Indiana pushes it back up. Down by 2. They get it over to Davis. Davis with a pretty feed over to Mickey Johnson. His basket is good. So Johnson with 4 points now. Davis with his first assist. It's now a tie ball game, 10-10. Get it over to Bird. Bird will shoot a 2.
There's a runner on the wing.
And that one won't fall. And the rebound's going to go to Mickey Johnson. So Indiana with a chance to take the lead here. Celtics get back. And Bird with another steal. Indiana back quickly. Over to Maxwell. And Mickey Johnson's going to be called for the foul. His second personal. So we'll make a substitution for Johnson as he now has 2 personal fouls. And Clement Johnson will come in. So Mickey Johnson with 2 personal fouls sits on the bench. Clement Johnson comes in. Celtics inbound it. And get it over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2. And his shot will fall. That's good.
Dandy.
Bird with the assist. His second already. So Bird heavily involved in the game so far. Celtics up by 2. Over to Bantam. Bantam with the assist pass. Over to Clement Johnson. It's good. So Johnson immediately scores a basket on the first possession. He's in there. First assist for Bantam. All tied up again at 12. Over to Cowens. Reverse layup is good. And no, does not draw the foul. Credit the assist to Archibald, his second. Indiana inbounds it. And they'll turn it. English will turn it over again, his second turnover. So yeah, you would expect to get a better photo of like Alex English on the Pacers, even though he was on their team for a couple of years, but he's a Hall of Famer, and this is the best photo I could get. Was a black and white photo. All right, so over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2.
The post play.
And that's off the mark. However, no, Celtics momentum's only +1, so that won't go. So that's going to be a miss. And it'll be out of bounds, Indiana ball. So Indiana inbounds it, pushes it up. Having trouble finding somebody open. Gets it, finally gets it to... Ooh, still nobody open. Finally they get it to Clemens. He's going to have to put it up quickly, as time is running out in the 24-second clock.
The spin move in the lane.
And spin move is miss. Archibald with the defensive board. And he's going to go on the fast break here. Turns it over, though.
A turnover.
So Archibald turns it over. Celtics up by 2. Halfway through the first quarter. Gets it over to Johnny Davis. Davis will shoot a 3. And it's way off the mark. And we'll be right back after substitutions. Alright, so ML Carr and Roby come in for the Celtics. Billy Knight checks in for the Pacers. And jump ball goes to Indiana. And that's going to go over to Davis. And Davis will shoot a 2.
Line drive jumper.
And the jumper is going to be... It's going to be good.
That was sick, wicked, and nasty.
14-14. Celtic ball. Over to Archibald. Archibald with a great pass. Feeds it over to Maxwell. Maxwell with 4 points now. Archibald with his 3rd assist. Indiana over to Edwards. Edwards will shoot a 2. And that reverse layup will fall. Didn't look like it was coming at first, but in and out, and it came back down.
He buries that shot.
So Edwards now with 4 points. Ties the game at 16. Bantam with his 2nd assist. Celtics push it up. Get it over to Roby now in the game. He'll shoot a 2. And it'll be good. His first points of the game. Bird with his 3rd assist. So the teams continue to trade baskets here. As they get it over to Clement Johnson.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that won't fall. However, no, they do have the... No momentum, so that will not fall. And there's no foul on the play. Loose ball foul, though. Guard 54, defensive high, so it's going to be on ML Carr. Second Celtic team foul. First foul on Carr. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Edwards. He'll shoot a 2. And that jumper will fall. 18 all. Celtics get it around to ML Carr. And he's going to be fouled by Bantam. Third team foul. No, 2nd team foul on Indiana. First foul on Bantam. Celtics inbound it. Get it over to Archibald. Shoots the jumper. And it's good.
Stick it.
So Indiana inbounds it over to Johnny Davis. Puts it up. And the jump shot's going to be good.
He buries that shot.
So once again, we're tied at 20. Celtics get it over to Archibald. And he'll turn it over again. See, Archibald throws it away. Indiana ball and a chance to take the lead for the first time. But it's going to be stolen by Maxwell. Indiana back quickly. Get it over to Roby. He'll shoot a 2. And great defense by Edwards on that one. Clement Johnson comes down with the board. Pass it over to Bantam. He'll shoot a 2.
Pull up for the jump shot.
And that will be good. And Indiana takes their first lead of the day, 22-20. Celtics inbound it. Now down by 2. Get it over to Roby.
Line drive jumper.
And Edwards will force the miss.
What great defense.
As Billy Knight comes away with the board. Passes it up. Gets it over to... Actually, comes back to him. Puts up a 2. And that'll be off the mark. As Roby comes down with the board. He'll pass it around, gets back over to him.
Up and under.
And that'll be a miss. Knight comes down with the board. And Celtics get back. Get it over to Edwards. But he'll turn it over. And we'll be right back. Alrighty, substitutions for both teams. 2 minutes 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Indiana up by 2. Celtics will inbound it after turnover. And it's going to be a quick foul on Clement Johnson. First personal, third team foul. Celtics inbound it. Try to inbound it. Finally get it over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2.
Line drive jumper.
And that one won't fall. Johnson with the board. Celtics back. And Indiana having trouble getting it around. Finally get it over to Johnson. And he'll be fouled. And it's going to be Ford's second foul. And he was in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. First free throw is good. And we'll be right back. So Emil Carr checks back in at shooting guard. Made the first one. Goes for the second shot, 63% shooter. And nails both of them. So 4-point Indiana lead now. Celtics will inbound it over to Roby. Now playing power forward.
Power move.
And Johnson will force the miss. Alex English with the board. And on the fast break, he'll shoot a 2. And that'll be good. So Indiana now with a 6-point lead. Assist goes to Edwards on that one. So Celtics down by 6. Get it over to Gerald Henderson now in at point guard. He'll shoot a 3. And that won't get in. Clement Johnson with it now. And Mr. Brody is urging the Celtics on there. Down by 6. We get it over to English. And he'll be fouled. Ooh, actually, no, they're going to call an offensive flagrant foul on English. His first personal. Celtics inbound it. Get it over to Roby. And he'll turn it over.
A turnover.
Indiana with the ball, up by 6. Get it over to Edwards. He'll shoot a 2. And that's going to be good as Cowan's almost got a piece of it, not quite. So an 8-point lead now for the Indiana, the largest lead by either team. And they get it over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2. And that won't go. And it'll be out of bounds, Indiana ball. So Indiana threatening to go up by double digits here. Get it over to Hassett. And Hassett with a great pass. Gets it over to Edwards, and that'll be good. So Edwards now with 10 points to lead all scorers. Assist goes to Hassett. And it's a 10-point Indiana lead. So Celtics will call timeout. Try to regroup a little bit here. Inbound it. After the timeout, get it over to Carr. And his jumper will miss. English with the board. And it'll be the end of the first quarter as the Indiana Pacers lead 30-20. And we'll be right back. All right. Here we are back at the start of the second quarter. Celtics down 30-20 to Indiana. And in the actual game, they were down 41-34. So they were down by 7, down by 10 here. So a little bit lower scoring game so far. All right, so Indiana's going to inbound it up by 10. Get it over to Edwards. Edwards will pass it over to, let's see here. Actually, they get it over to Edwards. Edwards will take, well, actually, with a great pass. Feeds it over to English. And the shot is good. So English with 4 points. Edwards with his first assist. Second assist. Celtics now, down by 12. Over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2. And Edwards with great defense on that one. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Indiana ball. Over to Johnson. And Johnson will put up a 2. And that won't fall. Jump ball, Indiana. Get it to English. He'll shoot a 2. And that'll miss. And let's see here. So it's going to be a foul on Roby. His first personal. Celtics first team foul this second quarter. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it back to English. English shoots a 2.
Pull up for the jump shot.
And that will just barely go in. Didn't look like it was going to go in at first. It's now a 14 Indiana lead. So Celtics are going to have to do something here, as the game's getting a little bit out of hand now. Having trouble passing it around. Finally get it over to Judkins. Judkins will turn it over though. Celtics are going to play in the press now. And they get it over to Bradley. Dudley Bradley with it now. And he'll give a great pass over to Johnson. And that'll be good. 16-point lead now. Celtics inbound it. Over to Carr. Carr will put up a 2. And that won't fall. Rebound by English. Passes it over to finally Edwards gets open. But Henderson's going to be called for the foul. So the Celtics have yet to score in the second quarter. Indiana on a 6-0 run to begin the second quarter. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson will shoot a 2. And that won't fall. But Edwards will come down with the offensive board and put it back up. And, oh, Collins with great defense on that one. Rebound by Henderson. Pass it over to Roby. And he'll give a great pass to Collins. And it'll be good. Celtics get their first points of the quarter. Now a 14-point Indiana lead. Celtics in the press. And they'll force the turnover. So Johnson turns it over.
That is a travel.
Celtics ball. Inbound it. And they'll turn it over immediately. So Celtics turn it over after Indiana turns it over. And we'll be right back. Alright, Celtics starters are back in. Indiana makes a substitution. Celtics still playing in the press as Indiana inbounds it. And it's going to be stolen immediately by Bird. Fast break pass to Archibald. Shoots a 2. And his jumper will be good. So Celtics down by 12. Credit the assist to Bird. His 4th. Get it into Bantam. Bantam will shoot a 2. And great defense by Maxwell. As Bird comes down with the board. And they get it back over to Bird. And he'll shoot a 2. And his jumper will be good. So Celtics cut the lead to 10, where it started at the beginning of the second quarter. Maxwell with the assist. Indiana inbounds it, and it's going to be a steal. Oh, injury to Mickey Johnson. He'll be out for the half. So Johnson goes down. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. So he'll be gone to the halftime. So not a lot of big men for Indiana. All right, there you go. Okay, so Celtics inbound it, now down by 10. Get it over to Archibald. Archibald will... Let's see what we got here. Team turnover 10. No, so Archibald will get fouled. It's going to be on Johnny Davis, his first personal. And he was in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Archibald, an 83% free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one's also good, makes both of them. So Indiana lead now down to 8. So within 2 minutes, the Indiana lead is only 8 now. It was as high as 16 just a few minutes ago. So they get it over to Johnny Davis. Puts it up. And that's no good. But the foul is going to be on Ford. So Chris Ford with his third personal. We'll be right back. So Carr checks in after Chris Ford committed his third personal foul. Indiana inbounds it. And Maxwell's going to make the steal. Indiana back. Gets it over to Cowens. Cowens shoots a 2. And that won't foul. Won't go. Bird though with the board. Bird with the board. Get it. And he'll put up a 2. And that shot will be way off the mark. But he'll get his own rebound. Puts it back up. And this won't fall either. Bantam with the rebound. Oh, Dudley Bradley is going to be... No injury on Dudley Bradley. 0. Alright, so Indiana inbounds it. Up by 8. Pass it around. Get it over to Bantam. Bantam shoots a 2. And that'll be off the mark. Maxwell with the board. Indiana back. Over to Bird. And Bradley's going to be called with the foul for Indiana. Second team foul. First personal for Bradley. Celtics inbound the ball. Get it over to Bird. Puts it back up. And Knight will force the miss. Maxwell with the offensive board though. Puts it back up. And that shot will be good. And he draws the foul. So possibility of a 3-point play for Maxwell. And the foul is going to be on. And Bantam, his second personal. So Maxwell will go to the line, try to complete the 3-point play. 79% free throw shooter. And that'll miss. Johnson with the rebound. And that'll... Celtics force a turnover with the press. And it's going to be a turnover by Davis. Celtics inbound it. Down by only 6 now. So Celtics closing the gap. And Maxwell will be fouled. See who this is going to be on. It's going to be on Billy Knight. So Knight with his first personal. 4th team foul, so the Indiana will be in the penalty from now on. But this was in the act of shooting, so Maxwell will go to the line to shoot 2. 0 for 1 so far. That 1 for 2 as he gets that first one there. And he makes both of them. So the Indiana lead now only 4. As Indiana calls a timeout. Trying to regroup here. We'll be right back after the timeout. Alright, Indiana inbounds it. After Maxwell makes both of the free throws. Closing the gap to 4 after the timeout. Get it over to Bradley. Bradley will shoot a 2. And that shot should be good.
He'll stick it.
Credit Johnson with the assist. So Bradley gets his first bucket of the day. Indiana lead back up to 6. Get it over to Bird. Bird will shoot a 2. And that will be in and out. And it's out of bounds off of Indiana, so Celtic ball. Into Maxwell. He's going to be fouled by English, his second personal. So Maxwell will go to the line and shoot 2 more. 2 for 3 so far. And he'll miss that one. 2 for 4. Makes the second one, so 1 out of 2. Celtics down by 5. Indiana ball. And that's going to be a great pass. So they're able to beat the press on that one. And get it over to Dudley, who'll lay it up. So Indiana beats the press. 7-point lead now. And that's going to be a steal by Bradley. So Bradley with a bucket and a quick steal. Celtics get back though. Get it over to Edwards. Edwards will shoot a 2. And the jumper will be good. So Indiana building back up the lead. Now back up to 9. Celtics inbound it. Indiana with the momentum now. Over to Roby. And he'll shoot a 2. And that shot will be good. So Roby with 4 points now. Assist goes to Archibald. So 42-35 Indiana. As we're nearing the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Got a low scoring quarter so far. And Mickey Johnson with it. He'll shoot a 2. And that will just barely go in, but got the bounce on that one. 9-point Indiana lead. Get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will shoot a 2. And oh, that'll be a miss because of the momentum. But he'll draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And let's see who that's going to be on. And that's going to be on Edwards. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. 3 for 5 so far from the line. First one's good. And he hits both of them this time. So 7-point Indiana lead and the ball. Get it around to Davis. And he'll give a nice feed over to Johnson. And that'll be good. Nine-point Indiana lead. Gets it over to Bird. Bird with a great feed. Feeds it over to Carr. Carr with his first bucket of the day. Bird now with 5 assists. Almost has as many assists as points. He has 6 points. And Celtics will commit the foul on the press. See who that's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on ML Carr. His second personal. They had one to give. Will be in the penalty from the rest of the quarter now. And they get it over to, let's see, they can't get anybody open yet. Get it over to English. English with a great pass to Johnson, who puts it in. So Johnson now in double digits, and Indiana lead up to 9. And we'll be right back. Cowens checks back in for the Celtics. Mike Bantam for the Pacers. 3-minute mark. Celtic ball. Down by 9. And that's going to be a foul on Johnson. His third personal. Maxwell will go to the line to shoot 2. Sorry, 5 for 7 already. First shot is going to be off the mark. And second one will be good. So he makes both of those. 1 out of 2 there. And Mickey Johnson will play safe for now. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Bantam. And Bantam will be fouled. And that's going to be a foul on Archibald, his first personal. And he'll go to the line and shoot 2 as the Celtics are in the penalty. First shot is good. 67% free throw shooter is Bantam. And misses the second one, 1 out of 2. Cowens down with the board. Indiana 9-point lead now. Pass it back to Cowens. And he will shoot it too.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that'll be good.
He buries that shot.
So Cowens with 8 points now. Maxwell with the assists. Indiana. Oh, it's going to be stolen by Bird.
What a steal!
So I think Bird with his third steal. Indiana back. And it's going to be restolen by Bantam. So back-to-back steals. And Celtics will get back. Indiana will set up. Get it over to Davis. Davis will shoot it too. And he can't get it to fall. Rebound by Bird though. Boston sets up. Gets it over Carr. He'll be fouled. Now he's playing safe. Now I think that's still going to be a foul because it says if he's playing safe he doesn't get it. So he'll get that one. That's the way I read that one. It only works if you're playing safe. I mean if you're if it says no foul if playing safe. That's the way I read it. So Carr will go to the line to shoot two. It's the fourth personal by Johnson. First one's good. 74% free throw shooter. And we'll be right back. So Johnson sits down with 4 personal fouls. And Carr will shoot his second free throw, and that will miss. So 1 out of 2. 6-point lead now for the Indiana. English with the board. And he'll turn it over. Davis will turn it over, actually. So Celtics ball down by 6. Stolen by Bantam. Indiana on the fast break. Puts it up. No good. Cowens down with the board. Pass it around, comes back to him. Shoots a 2. And that'll be good. Actually, no, it won't be. The HRF works against him. So that's going to be a miss. And but Celtics ball out of bounds as it was off of a pacer. So Celtics inbound it over to Maxwell. Puts it up. And his reverse layup is good. Credit Cowens with the assist. 4-point lead now for Indiana. As we less than a minute left in the quarter till halftime. Indiana inbounds it, gets it over to Edwards. Edwards shoots a 2. And that won't fall. Bantam down with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And that's good. The 6-point Indiana lead, 51-45. Celtics ball. Get it over to Cowens. Cowens with a great feed. Over to Maxwell. Maxwell now with 16 points to lead the Celtics. Assist goes to Cowens. Indiana with the ball. Get it over to Davis. Davis will shoot a 2. And that will be blocked by, defended by Cowens. Great defense by Cowens. So Celtics ball. As Archibald comes down with the board. Pass it over to Carr, and they're going to turn it over.
A turnover.
So Celtics could have cut the lead to 2. Instead, turn it over. So Indiana will inbound it, try for the last shot. Oh, not enough time left. So we go to halftime with the Indiana lead now 51-47. So the Celtics have closed the gap after getting down as far as 16. Now only trail it by 4 going into the second half. So we'll be back with the start of the third quarter. Actually, let's go over some stats real quick. I always forget to do this. I'll forget to. Okay, so let's see here. So Maxwell leads the Celtics with 16 points. The only Celtic in double digits. Edwards with 12 leads Indiana. Mickey Johnson with 10. Indiana out-rebounding the Celtics on the boards, 20-14. And Celtics shooting 46% and Indiana 55%. So the largest lead for Indiana has been 16, largest lead for the Celtics 6. So we'll be right back with the start of the second half. Alrighty, we're back with the start of the second half. Celtics down by 4. It's been down as many as 16. But now I've cut the lead to 4, so hopefully they'll be able to get back in and start and take the lead here. And get ourselves a third win in this season. And as they did lose this game, as we mentioned earlier, in overtime. So hopefully we'll come out victorious on this one. Indiana ball, Indiana inbounds it. And already it's going to be a quick foul on Maxwell. His first personal. Get it over to Johnson. And that's going to be a turnover. So Celtics ball. And Celtics having trouble inbounding it. Finally get it over to Bird. Bird shoots a 2. And that'll be way off the mark. And jump ball. Indiana with it. Get it over to Johnny Davis. And Davis with a great feed. Great feed over to Alex English. And the basket's good. Celtics inbound it. Over to Bird. Bird will turn it over, though. So Indiana ball gets it over to Bradley. Shoots a 2. And that'll be good. So Indiana lead up to 8 now. Celtics with the ball. And it's going to be a foul on Davis. His first personal. Second personal. First team foul in third quarter. Pass over to Ford. And that will be a turnover. As Ford throws it away. So Celtics playing a little bit sloppy to start the third quarter. Over to Clement Johnson. No, actually Johnson doesn't get open. He's going to go over to Bantam. Bantam shoots a 2. And that won't get that one to fall. And the board's going to be over to Ford. Chris Ford comes down with it. Indiana back. Get it over to Tiny Archibald. Tiny Archibald with a great pass, though. Over to Bird. Bird puts it up and in. Bird now with 8 points. Archibald with his 5th assist of the day. Celtics down by 6 now, 55-49. And it's going to be another steal by Bird. Feeds it over to Archibald. He gives a great pass back to Bird. And Bird puts it in. Cuts it back to a 4-point lead. So some great passing by Archibald and Bird there. And we'll be right back. Alright, the Celtics with their full bench in now. giving the starters a rest. Interesting strategy by the Celtics. A lot of the bench players in also for Indiana. Indiana inbounds it. And they get it over to Knight. Knight with a great pass. Over to Bradley. Bradley puts it in. 8 points now for Bradley. Credit the assist to Knight. Indiana lead up to 6. Celtics inbound it over to Fernstein. He shoots it up. And that's going to be blocked by Bantam.
Deflected.
Bantam with the rebound. Pass it over to Knight. And his shot. And that'll be blocked by, not defended well by Chaney. Forces the miss on that one. Johnson with the offensive board though. Pass it. Can't get anybody open. Finally, Bradley becomes open. Get it over to him. He's going to turn it over though. So Celtics ball. And it's going to be a steal though by Bradley. Celtics back quickly. Get it over to Hassett. Hassett shoot a 2. And that'll be off the mark. As Judkins comes down with the board for the Celtics. Fast break pass to Chaney. He puts up a 2. And that's going to miss. But he'll come down with his own board. And he'll be fouled. It's going to be a foul on Bantam, his 3rd. And Chaney will go to the line and shoot 2. 76% shooter is Chaney. First one's good. And he'll move. That one just barely gets in. He'll make both of them. Cuts the lead. Indiana lead to 4 now. So Celtics have hung tough with all their bench players on there now, giving their starters a rest. Indiana inbounds it over to Clement Johnson. He'll shoot a 2.
Reverse layup.
And that's defended well by Roby. Roby forces the miss. Rebound by Fernstein. Gets it over to Chaney on the fast break. He puts up a 2. And that's going to miss. And Celtics ball out of bounds though, as Indiana got a piece of it afterward. So inbound, get it over to Roby. Roby shoots a 2.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that's going to be off the mark. He comes out with his own board. Puts it back up. And the spin move is good. So Indiana lead now only 2. Indiana inbounds it. Get it over to Bradley. Bradley shoots a 2. And that's not going to go down. Bradley with the offensive board though. Puts it back up. That one's off the mark. Henderson with the board though. Gets it around. He gets back to him. And that's way off the mark. And Bradley ends up with it. Celtics back. Over to Hassett. Hassett will shoot a 2. And his jumper will be good. Just over the reach of Chaney. So Hassett with his first points of the game. Celtics inbound it. Judkins has it with the power move. And that'll be off the mark. Johnson with the board for Indiana. Pass it over to Hassett. Hassett will shoot a 3. And that won't go down. Gets his own rebound though. Puts up a 2 now. And that's a miss also. Another offensive board though. Knight with it now. Shoots it up. That'll miss. So Indiana can't get it to go down. Get another offensive board though by Johnson. He'll pass it over to Hassett. Hassett will shoot another 2. That one will miss. Finally, Celtics come down with the board. Chaney with it. Over to Fernstein. Fernstein with a great pass to Henderson. Puts it up. Celtics now within 2. Assist goes to Fernstein. We'll be right back after some substitutions. Alrighty, substitutions back in. Celtics bench definitely looks a lot healthier than Indiana's. So we'll see if that plays a part down the line. As we're more than halfway through the third quarter with the Celtics down by only 2 now. Indiana inbounds it. And get it over to Edwards. Edwards will shoot a 2. And that won't foul, but he'll draw the foul. And it's going to be on Tiny Archibald, his second personal. So Edwards will go to the line and shoot 2. He's a 68% free throw shooter. First one's off the mark. And he'll miss both of them. But he gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. And that's going to be good.
Stick it.
So he misses both free throws, but gets his own rebound and shoots a 2. Indiana lead back up to 4. And Celtics will turn it over.
Threw it away.
Indiana inbounds it. And it's going to be stolen by Cowens. Celtics on the fast break over to Ford. Ford puts it up. And that's going to be good.
That was sick, wicked, and nasty.
Yes, it was. So let's see here. Power forward. Forward guard. So that's going to be a assist to Bird. His 6th assist of the game. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Edwards. Edwards will shoot a 2.
He goes straight to the glass.
And can't get that one to fall. Ford comes down with the rebound. And that's going to be stolen by Bradley. Fast break pass over to Davis. Puts it up. And that's going to be no good. As Bird comes down with the board. And he'll be on the fast break. Turns it over though. Bird with another turnover. Travels. So Indiana ball. Stolen though by Archibald. Indiana gets back. Pass it over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2. And that's going to be good. So Celtics tied at 61 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Credit the assist to Archibald, his 7th. Indiana inbounds it. Tie ball game now. And great feed by Knight. Over to Davis. Puts it up and in. 10 points now for Davis. Assist goes to Knight. So Indiana 2-point lead. Gets it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. First layup won't go. And it's going to be out of bounds, Indiana ball. Indiana passes it around, gets it over to Dudley. Shoots a 2. Jumper won't go. Maxwell with the rebound. Gets it over to Bird. Bird with a great pass inside to Archibald. And it's good. Archibald with 8 points. Bird with his 7th assist now. Tie game again. Indiana inbound it. Celtics looking for a stop. Over to Bradley. Jumper won't go. Bird with a strong board there. Celtics on the fast break. Archibald puts it up. Jumper in and out. Won't stay. Edwards with the rebound. Celtics back. Over to Davis. Davis shoots a 2. And that won't go. Bird within the board. Pass it over to Maxwell. Maxwell puts it up. And he misses that one. Board by Maxwell, though, gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. And this one will be good. Celtics on top by 2. First time they've led since the first quarter. And we'll be right back after substitutions. English checks back in for Indiana. Carr and Roby for the Celtics. Now up by 2. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Edwards. Edwards will shoot a 2.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that's going to be good. Assist goes to Johnson. 65-65. Celtic ball. Gets it over to Archibald. Archibald will turn it over, though. So Celtics turn it over. Indiana ball. Chance to go back up. Get it over to Bradley. Bradley with a great pass. Inside to Johnson. Puts it up and in. For the assist. Oh, Johnson's got to play safe. So Indiana back up by 2. Celtic ball. Haven't seen any 3-pointers in this game so far. Gets it over to actually, any made 3-pointers anyway. There's been a few. I think Indiana's tried a few. Celtics may have tried 1 or 2 early on. So it's going to go over to Roby. He'll shoot a 2. And spin move is good. Bird with his 8th assist. 67-67. Indiana ball. Celtics looking to stop. And great pass feed by Johnson. Over to Edwards and in. Edwards now with 18 points. Celtics inbound, down by 2. Get it over to Carr. Carr puts it up. Can't get it to go. Johnson with the board. Fast break pass. On the fast break. Great feed over to Davis. Davis puts it in. 12 points for Davis now. Indiana lead back up to 4. Celtics with it. Over to Roby. Roby puts it up. And that'll be good.
He buries that shot.
Indiana ball in the lead by 2. Get it over to Davis. Davis shoots a 3-pointer. Way off the mark. Edwards with the board, though. Puts it back up. And that'll be good. That'll fall. So 73-69. Over to Roby. Roby puts it up. Jumper is going to be good. So Roby with some hot shooting, up to 12 points now. Assist goes to Archibald. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Davis. Davis with a great assist pass. And Johnson puts it up and good. 4-point lead again for Indiana. Celtics close the gap and pulled ahead by 2, but Indiana took the lead almost right away. As it gets over to Archibald. Archibald to put up a 2. The jumper is off the mark. Maxwell with the board though. And he's going to be fouled. And it's going to be on Bradley, his second personal. So Maxwell will go to the line once again. He's already 6 for 9 from the lines today. First one's good. And he makes both of them. Pull the Celtics within 2. Indiana pushes it up. Gets it over to Edwards. Edwards shoots a 2. And that jumper won't go. But Johnson comes down with the offensive board.
Line drive jumper.
Puts up a 2. And it's good. 77-73. As we near the end of the third quarter. This last possession here. And it's going to be stolen by Johnson. Pass break. Great pass. Edwards with the bucket. And that'll do it. End of the third quarter. Indiana with a 6-point lead after the Celtics were able to retake the lead for momentarily, but Indiana pushed it back up. So we'll be right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Alrighty, we're back at the start of the fourth quarter. The Celtics down by 6. Celtics will inbound it, start the fourth quarter. Get it over to Cowens. Cowens shoots the 2. And that won't go. Edwards down with the rebound. Celtics back. Over to Davis. Davis' shot is good. 8-point Indiana lead now. Celtics inbound it. Get it over to Bird. Bird shoots a 2. And his jumper will ought to be blocked by Edwards. Looks like there's going to be a foul on Hassett. Ooh, check offensive first. No, it's going to be on Ford. So Celtics with the offensive foul there. So Indiana ball up by 8. They get it over to Hassett. Hassett will shoot a 2.
Pull up for the jump shot.
Jumper won't go. Maxwell with the board. He'll pass it over to Bird. Bird shoots a 2. And that won't go. Oh, they do have the momentum. No, not +4 though. So that's a miss. Edwards with the board. Fast break pass to Davis. Puts it up. And that'll be no good. Celtics ball out of bounds. Get it over to Cowens. And he's going to be fouled by Edwards. His second personal. First team foul. Celtics inbound it. Over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2. And his jumper will be good. Assist goes to Bird. Bird now with 9 assists. The Celtics still down by 6. Over to Edwards. Edwards shoots a 2. And the up and under won't go. However, Calhoun, fresh in the game, comes up with it, and he'll be fouled. That's going to be a foul on Archibald, his third. So he'll go to the line and shoot too, and he's a 0% free throw shooter. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen 0%. So that's going to be a miss. And he'll miss both of them, obviously. Ford with the board. Pass it over to back around the Ford. And he's going to give a great feed pass over to Maxwell. Puts it up and in. Maxwell with 22 points now. Indiana lead down to 4 again. Over to Calhoun. Calhoun will turn it over, though.
Threw it away.
It's a Celtic ball, down by 4. And Indiana's going to call timeout. Celtics momentum's up to 5 now. So they pass it into Maxwell. Maxwell will shoot a 2.
Pull up for the jump shot.
And his jumper will miss. As Edwards comes down with it, and they're going to call a timeout. Kill some of that momentum. Even though they would have been on the fast break, probably. They wanted to call that timeout there. Regroup. Edwards with it. And he turns it over.
That is a travel.
So Edwards travels, Celtics ball. Chance to cut it to 1 possession here. Get it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And great defense by Edwards. But Maxwell comes down with the offensive board. He'll pass it. Actually, he can't pass to himself, so. And it's going to be stolen by Davis. Celtics back quickly. Over to Hassett. Hassett will shoot a 2.
Here's a runner on the wing.
And that'll be good.
Oh, what a play!
Alright, we'll be back after substitution. Alright, we're back with Celtics down by 6 on the ball. Get it over to Bird. Bird's going to shoot a 3. 40% from beyond the arc. Ah, misses that one. As Johnson comes down with the board. Johnson now playing now at center. He'll pass it over to Davis. Davis get it into Knight. Knight puts it up. And that jumper will be good. So, 8-point lead now for Indiana. 8 minutes, 24 seconds left. Celtics inbound it. Give it over to Cowens. And it's going to be a steal by Johnson. Over to Knight. On the fast break, puts it up. And that's going to fall too. It's a double-digit lead once again for Indiana. Celtics call a timeout. You have to play in the press now. So Indiana with it. Celtics with it. Great pass by Archibald. And Bird will put it in. Bird now with 12 points. This goes to Archibald. Indiana lead now 8. Celtics playing in the press. 8 minutes left in the game. And it's going to be a steal, so it pays off right away. Fast break by Bird. Puts it up. Oh, and it's going to be swatted. Knight forces the miss. And Johnson will come down with the board. Celtics back. Over to Johnson. Johnson will be fouled though. And And it's going to be a foul on Roby, his second personal. But Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2. He's 80%. First one's good. Second one also good. He makes both of them. Now back to a 10-point lead for Indiana. Celtics ball over to Bird. Puts up a 2. Ugh, and Bird missed again. Bird's been awful shooting in the second half here. English comes down with the board. With the pass. And it's going to be a foul on Bird, his first personal. So Celtics will be in the penalty from now on. Indiana in the bonus. 2 ways of saying the same thing. Oh, and it's going to be a foul on Ford, his fifth personal. So Ford in danger of fouling out. And Bantam will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First one's good. And he makes both of them. So Indiana hitting the free throws when they need to. Now back up to a 12-point lead. Ouch. Celtics inbound it. Over to Archibald.
Pretty feed.
Great feed over to Roby. Roby puts it up and in. Roby now with 14 points, having a whale of a game. It's just Archibald, his 10th. Indiana inbounds it. Gets it over to Knight. Knight puts it up. That'll be a miss. As Davis comes down with the offensive board, puts it back up. And great defense by Archibald. Cowens with the board. Celtics set up. Over to Bird. Bird puts it up. And Bird misses again. Bird is awful shooting. And Indiana will be on the fast break. And they'll turn it over. So Celtic ball down by 10. So we're near the halfway mark of the fourth quarter.
Here's a runner on the wing.
And that shot will be good. Oh. And Indiana's going to call a timeout. And we'll be right back. Alright, and we're back with 6 minutes left. Celtics down by 8. Indiana ball. And it's going to be a Celtics steal. Steal by Carr. Fresh in the game. Celtics set up. Get it over to Archibald. Archibald shoots a 2. And that won't go. As Knight comes down with the board. Pass it over to Johnson. And Johnson's going to get fouled by ML Carr, his third. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. 2 for 2 so far. First one misses. Second one's good. 1 for 2. 9-point Indiana lead. Celtics get it to Bird. He's been awful shooting at this. Let's see what he can do here. Good idea. Pass it to somebody else if you can't shoot it. Archibald gets it. It's good. Bird with his 10th assist. Bird with a double-double now. So Indiana leads 7. Celtics need a stop. Oh, almost a steal there. And Knight's going to shoot a 2. And that one won't go. English comes down with the board. Puts it back up. And it's good. So English now with 10 points on the day. Indiana lead 9. Celtics need to cut into that. Time's running out. Less than 5 minutes left in the game. Carr's shot won't go. Carr with the offensive board though. Puts it back up. And it's good.
Stick it.
It's a 7-point lead. Celtics with all that momentum. I don't know how they're getting all this momentum. Still down by 7. So Indiana's going to call another timeout. Try to kill some of that momentum. And they'll inbound it. Oh, and Celtics will force a turnover here. And it's going to be a turnover on... I guess it should be on him.
A turnover.
So English turns it over. Celtics inbound it. Maxwell with it. And he'll be fouled. It's going to be a foul on Johnson, his 5th. So Maxwell will go to the line and shoot 2. 8 for 11 so far. Half. First one's good. Second one also good, so he makes both of them. Indiana lead down the 5. He's going to have to play safe. No, he doesn't have to play safe. So Indiana inbounds it with the ball and up by 5. As we near the 4-minute mark of the 4th quarter. And Johnson's going to be fouled. It's going to be on Tony Archibald, his 4th. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. 3 for 4 from the line today. First one's good. Second one also good. Makes both of them. Indiana lead back up to 7. Celtics inbound it. Over to Archibald.
Power move!
Puts it up. No good. Bantam with the rebound. Over to Davis. Davis with a great feed. Over to English, and that'll be good. 9-point Indiana lead. Time running out for the Celtics. They got to do something here. They inbound it, and it's going to be stolen. That won't help. On the fast break. Davis puts it up. And it's good. Oh. Dagger in the coffin there. Celtics call a timeout. Alright, Celtics with the ball, down by 11. It's going to be stolen by Bantam. Bantam having a whale of a game. On the fast break. Great pass. Over to Bradley. And that's going to be good. Celtics inbound it. Now down by 13 with 3 minutes left in the game. Time running out. Bird has just been awful from before. And... Ooh, just missed that momentum thing, but it's good. Finally, Bird makes a shot.
Sick, wicked, and nasty!
11-point game now. Point guard. No, it's going to be over to Johnson. Johnson will turn it over, though.
A turnover.
So that's a start. But the Celtics return it over. Steal by Knight. Indiana sets up. Passes it around. Bradley with the runner. And that'll be good. Celtics looking awful. Now up to 13 points. Wow. And Celtics got to call another timeout. I think they're going to be just about out of their timeouts. Celtics inbound it. Need a quick score here.
If he goes straight to the glass.
Collins can't get it to fall. Bird, though, with the offensive board. And Larry Bird scored a triple-double in a losing effort. So Larry Bird's first triple-double of his career. Well, I guess we can take away that from the game, but he's been awful from shooting from the floor. But that's triple-double. All right, let's celebrate by getting a basket here, Bird.
Jumper on the baseline.
And that's going to be good.
He'll stick it.
11-point Indiana lead, 2 minutes left. Celtics still have a chance here. Celtics playing in the press. Ugh. And Bird will commit a foul, his second personal. Knight will go to the line and shoot 2. First one misses, that's good. And he gets the second one, though, 1 out of 2. So 12-point Indiana lead. Celtics inbound it, minute 36 left. They get it over to Ford. Ford will shoot a 3. Ugh, and that will miss. And the board, though, for Maxwell. Shoots a 2. And that's good. Maxwell with 26 points to lead the Celtics. 10-point Indiana lead. Indiana inbounds it. Oh, and Celtics going to come away with the steal here. Technical foul, though, on Indiana. No, on the Celtics. Oh, man. Casey Jones gets flagged for the technical foul. Unbelievable. So they're going to go with their best free throw shooter, Hassett. And he'll make the technical foul. Celtic ball. Not sure what that was all about. As they get it over to Ford. And it's going to be stolen, though, by Bradley. Wow. Indiana on the fast break. Assist. Pass over to... Over to Johnson. Puts it up and in. 23 points for Johnson now. Oh, Celtics down by 13 now. Only a minute to go. They need to score and score quickly here. Archibald with it. Shoots a 3. Ah, that was a Bird or Ford shooting out. 31 will not do it. It's a miss. Maxwell with the basket, with the board, puts it back up. Oh man, he's gonna miss though, but he's gonna be fouled.
Draws the foul.
And who's that gonna be on? That is gonna be on Bradley. So Maxwell will go to the line and shoot 2. First one's good. Second one's also good. Makes both of them. 11-point lead, though. 1 minute left for Indiana. They're going to have to intentionally foul here. So it's going to be on Ford, and he'll foul out. So Chris Ford fouls out. And Mokara is going to have to come in. I think he's our best bet here. Actually, I could bring in Gerald Henderson. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring in Gerald Henderson. He can get a couple rebounds there. Let's see. Alright, so Knight goes to the line and shoots 2. First one's good. And second one, that seals the deal right there. 13-point lead. Celtics with it. Power move to the basket. It's a miss for Henderson. Rebound by Hassett. Yeah, they can't afford the foul right now. pass it. Knight puts it up. And stolen by the Celtics. Forced three-pointer. And they pass it. Over to Bird. Bird shoots a three. And that'll miss. So maybe should have started that a little earlier, but still though. Don't know if it would have really helped. The way Bird's been shooting. Celtics with the board though. Great pass by Henderson. Bird will get the basket. 18 points now. 11-point lead though. 24 seconds left. Celtics need to foul right away. Henderson with his second personal. So Bantam will go to the line and shoot 2, 3, 4 so far. First one's good. Second one off the mark. Maxwell with the board. I can't pass it. Force three-pointer here. Bird will shoot a 3. No, he's not. We're going to have him shoot the 3 anyway. And that'll be good.
Yes!
And that's just going to do it right here. No sense in even... we'll intentionally foul. We'll try it. See if we can do anything here. Pull a little closer anyway. Make it a little more respectable. So, foul is going to be on Henderson again. Bantam to the line, shoot 2. Misses the first one. And misses both of them. Cowens with... And this is going to do it. And it's going to be stolen by Johnson.
What a steal!
And that'll do it as the Celtics fall 111 to 102. Just like they fell in the actual game. Except that was in overtime. So Celtics just Bird was just awful in the second half. Even though he did end up with 21 or whatever points in a triple double, but still he just... Let's check it. We'll take a look and see what percentages he shot. So Maxwell led Boston all scorers with 28. 2 guys tied with 10 rebounds, 11 assists for Archibald. Mickey Johnson, player of the game, 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Oh, maybe player of the game. We'll see. So I just want to take a look at Bird's shooting here. Yeah, he was 10 for 24. So what's that? Roughly 2 out of every 5, so roughly 40%, a little over 40%. I guess it wasn't that bad. It just probably he shot really good in the first half, so he shot just as bad in the second half. So he ended up with 21 points, a triple-double, 10 assists, so we'll give him that. And Maxwell had an excellent game. He had a double-double. Cowens with 12 points. Roby with great game off the bench, 14 points. Mickey Johnson, 23. James Edwards with 22. Johnny Davis with 16. Wow, look at all those steals. 13 steals for each team. Larry Bird had 6 steals. Bantam with 4 steals. Bradley with 4 steals. And Mickey Johnson with 3 steals. Celtics shot 45% from the floor, and Indiana 52%. Wow, Indiana really wasn't that good from the free throw line. Only 63%. Celtics 81%. So that's good. Celtics are only 1 for 7 from 3-point range. So even if they would have shot some more 3-pointers, probably wouldn't have got them. But I definitely got to use that forced 3-pointer a little bit when time starts to tick down. But live and learn. Live and learn. We're just getting to know this team and everything and how they operate and everything. So the Celtics fall at 2-3. They were actually 4-1 at this point. So see if they did lose the next game too. So in real life, so we'll see if we can make up a game there and get to 3-3 instead of being 4-2. Then we'll only be one game off the pace. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we completed 3 out of our 4 tasks today. We didn't get to the Rob Gronkowski game, but we played a Bobby Orr game, a Kyle Yastrzemski game, and a Larry Bird game, all from their rookie seasons. So check those out. Great games. And thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Happy New Year, and God bless. Bye-bye now.